If you're a freelancer, creator, or you offer any kind of service online, you already know what the real problem is. It's not finding clients. It's not even learning new tools. The real problem is the day-to-day workflow, the back and forth with clients, the manual updates, the repetitive content creation, the delivery process you repeat over and over again. And if you're trying to scale your business, take on more clients, or even just take a real break without losing money, all those tasks start piling up fast. I was stuck in that cycle too. In 2023, I was doing everything manually. I was writing content briefs for clients one by one, scheduling posts myself, creating and naming files, sending links, emailing clients for approvals, waiting, following up, sending updates, delivering final files, sending invoices, then repeating the whole thing again for the next client. It all depended on me. I couldn't scale it, I couldn't take a break. And every time a client wanted something just a bit different, I had to go back into the weeds. It didn't matter how much I charged, I was still trading time for money. But in 2024, that changed. I decided to rebuild my freelance workflow from the ground up. I used AI and automation to turn most of the repetitive work into a self-running system. Today, around 80% of my delivery workflow runs without manual effort. And that change alone has given me 10 extra hours every single week. Hours I now spend learning new things, getting better clients, or just living more like a human being. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I built that system, how I automated almost my entire freelance workflow using artificial intelligence and simple tools. You don't need to code, you don't need to hire, you just need a plan and a few hours to set it all up. And once it's done, you're free from this endless loop of manual work. Let's start with something that nobody tells you. You can't automate what you don't understand. Before you bring in AI, you need clarity. Most freelancers are working inside chaos. Every project is slightly different. Every client has a different preference. Every task is handled differently every time. You can't automate chaos. So the first thing to do is map out how your workflow really looks right now. Not how you wish it looked, not how it worked once, but how it actually runs today. Take a blank page or a digital note and write down how you go from a new client to a delivered service. It usually has 5 main phases. Onboarding the client, including forms, payments, and agreements. Setting up the project, including gathering assets and information. Producing the content or deliverable. Getting feedback and making edits. Delivering the final version and closing the project. That's the general pattern, even if the specifics are different. You need this map, because when we use AI, we don't automate the whole process at once. We automate one task at a time based on where you waste the most time and energy. Your goal is not to replace yourself. Your goal is to replace the repetitive parts of your job so you can keep the valuable part. The client relationships, the strategy, the creativity, and let the machine do everything else. Now that the workflow is mapped, let's talk about what artificial intelligence can realistically do for you. I can write drafts and templates based on instructions or previous examples. It can generate social post text, ads, outlines, scripts, emails, and even product descriptions in seconds. AI can organize and store information automatically. It can sort client notes, save files in folders, name things in a consistent format, and keep track of updates. It can send notifications or summaries, like reminders, next steps, task status, and follow-up messages. And it can even format visual content, prepare delivery files, or run content through checklists. What AI can't do is replace judgment or taste. You still need to supervise. You still need to guide the tone. You still need to approve the final version. Think of AI like an assistant who works fast, never complains, and is available 24 hours a day. But it's not you. So when you automate, Keep control of the important parts. Now, let's build a real workflow you can copy today. The first thing I did was create what I call an AI control board. I used a tool called Notion to do this. Notion is like a digital workspace. It works like a mix of a document, a database, and a task system. But what makes it powerful is that it connects everything in one place. Clients, jobs, tasks, content, delivery, feedback, all in one space. Inside Notion, I built a database called Clients. For each client, I added fields like name, email, service type, due date, project link, and current status. Then I created another database called Content Tracker. Every piece of content I had to deliver went in there. One row for each item. Then I linked the two databases together so every task was connected to the correct client. Once that structure is set, Notion A, I can start helping. For example, if a client sends notes in an email, I paste them in Notion and ask the AI assistant to turn them into a clear content brief. If a task is overdue, I can surface it and ask if it needs a reminder or update. And if I want a summary of what's left to do this week, AI generates it for me instantly. Now let's connect content production to the system. Most freelancers spend hours creating drafts, naming files, writing variations, copying and pasting info. That's where AI saves the most time. Here's the exact system I use for content creation. First, when I add a new piece of content to the tracker, that event automatically triggers Zapier. Zapier is a tool that connects apps together with no coding. Zapier takes the content info from Notion and sends it to ChatGPT or Claude with a special prompt that I've set for each client. AI generates a draft version of the content. Then Zapier takes that content and sends it directly into a new Google Doc. The link to the document is then added back into Notion, and I get a notification that a draft is ready to review. That saves me anywhere between 15 and 40 minutes per task. Multiply that by 20 tasks a month, and that's over 10 hours saved. Not in a theoretical way, in a you get to leave early or get paid more way. Next part, feedback and revision. This is where most freelancers lose time. Clients don't answer. You have to remind them. They write vague comments like, "Can we tweak this?" You don't know what that means. You fix things that weren't actually what they wanted. It's a mess. So here's the automated version. When the client opens the document and writes comments, Zapier or Make sees the activity. The AI assistant gets the comments and summarizes them for me by email or Notion. It writes something like, "The client wants a more emotional tone in paragraph 3 and wants to remove the pricing section." Or, "Client is okay with the first 2 captions but wants 3 new options for the last one." Clear, short, fast. If the client hasn't responded after 3 days, the system automatically sends a polite reminder. "Hi, just checking in. The content is ready for review. Let me know if you'd like to make changes." This keeps the project moving without you being the person who has to chase all the time. If the change is small, you can even automate the revision. For example, rewrite this paragraph to sound more confident and slightly shorter. AI handles it in seconds. You stay in control, but you're not doing the typing. Now the final step, delivery and closing the project. Once a piece of content or task is marked as done in Notion, that triggers the final automation. AI takes the final file or link and sends it to the client by email. AI sends a short message with it, like, "Here's the finished project. Let me know if you need anything else." It also asks for feedback or a testimonial, because asking at the right time increases the chance they'll give it. Then the system archives the task, updates the client's project status, and adds the completed item to a portfolio folder if needed. If you want to go one step further, the system can send an invoice automatically through tools like Stripe or Wave once the final item is delivered. That's the whole workflow. The part that used to take real energy is now mostly a set of automated checks, file movements, and pre-written messages. You stay in control, but your time and attention are free to go where they matter most. Now here's where automation becomes a superpower. Once your system works for one client, you can duplicate it for multiple clients easily. Instead of doing more work, you're managing more output. You can handle 3, 4, or even 5 clients without adding extra hours because the system takes care of everything that doesn't require your judgment or creativity. That's what I call compound scalability. You work once, and the system multiplies the result. That's the real power of AI and freelancing. It doesn't just save time. It builds financial and mental freedom. You stop spending your energy on low-value tasks, and instead, you get to focus on what actually grows your income. Better clients, better pricing, better quality, and more life outside of work. So that's how I automated my freelance workflow using AI. From the first message to the final delivery, you don't need to be technical, you just need a clear workflow and the willingness to set it up once. If you like this breakdown, subscribe, because in the next video, I'm going to take this to the next level. I'll show you how to take one automated workflow and turn it into a full AI-powered agency system that attracts, delivers, and scales without needing a team. I'm Alex, and this is Wealth Circuit. See you in the next one.